We will start the meeting at 7:07 PM. Okay, so do you wanna, everybody wanna call out their names that are in attendance?
Sure.
Barbara Westcott,
Pat McMahon.
Cindy Warner,
Bruce Coolis.
Sue Cahan,
Susan Kohansky. Yeah.
and then we have a guest.
Jessica Taylor, 31 Congamon Road.
And Jessica is here for the planning.
Yeah, so the Master Plan Implementation Committee. So I am one of the committee members and each committee member is assigned a board or commission in town to be the liaison. So I am your designated liaison for the master plan action items. So that's why I asked if I could join you today.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you want, I think you guys normally do, public comments first, so I don't know if you want me to just go ahead. and-
Yeah,
if you have any-
go
Oh,
ahead if
okay,
you want
great,
to.
perfect.
Yep.
So, I think that you guys probably already know, obviously, that we have a new master plan, took a couple years to put together. There was a separate committee that came up with action items and put all of this together. I know some folks on the different boards and commissions were part of that. I was not part of that whole process, but I did volunteer to be on the committee, to help implement some of the action items. So, part of our job as a committee is to keep a list and do some tracking for the different action items. And then touch base with the different organizations to, check in on progress and see if there's any support needed or any kind of coordination with other boards or committees in town to, just kind of act as a go-between if needed and make sure, like for instance, for you guys, that you have the resources to carry out some of your items. So our first action that we have as a committee is just to get everybody's priorities for the action items. It looks like you guys have 2 lead actions, and then the way that the items are broken down is that most of them have supporting committees as well. So you guys have 4 support actions.
We
So our
know
first-
what they are.
Yeah, can you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So, we can pass this around. I only brought one copy,
Well, you
but,
can read off, you can read off. of
yeah,
it.
so, sure. So these are the lead actions. So the first one, explore the options and designate studio space for local art/makers, painters, and musicians. And that's from the historical and cultural chapter in the master plan. And then the second action that you guys would be the lead on is pursue the designation of a Southwick local cultural district. So those are your 2 lead items. The support, would you like me to go through the support roles
Sure.
as well? Okay. So these would be where it's designated that you guys are supporting a different lead organization. So the support role, the lead on this is economic development. The action is update resources on the Economic Development Commission website, including zoning map, farm stands link, recreational and cultural events, and passive recreational opportunities, and start a social media account to connect intergenerationally. Next action that you guys are support planning board is the lead. Complete a cultural assess mapping and define Southwick's community and cultural center. Next one, lead is historical commission. Seek training and other resources applicable to municipal rules and historic and cultural planning. And then the last one is the beautification committee is the lead. That committee, as far as I know, has not been established yet, but that is on the agenda for the select board to create a committee for that. But this is install town branding signage that is clear and consistent and visually appealing. So those would be the actions that you guys would be support. It should work that the leads would reach out to you when they need support when they're working on those items. So what we would like to do, and we can send this out, you may have received this from Norm, but I can resend the actions. This is just in an Excel spreadsheet.
Is that something you can photocopy?
Hmm?
Is that something you can photocopy? Sure.
Yeah, we can, yeah,
Why
we
don't
can
we
copy
do
it.
that?
You
That
wanna
would
copy
make
it now?
sense.
Sure. Yeah, so what we're looking to do, so for your lead roles and the support ones is just for you each to go in and put what you would say is a priority. So like for the two leads, you only have two, so you would just do a 1 and a 2. If you think the, space for the local art makers and painters is priority over the designation of a cultural district, then you do 1 and 2 or vice versa. So it's just giving it a number on what your priority is individually. And then we would tally them up. Yours should be fairly easy because there's only 2, and just say, hey, as a group, you all agreed that priority number 1 is, 1.13 and 2 is the 2.1 or vice versa. And then we would have you do that the same for the support roles, and that just helps to kind of give some priority to it. So we can certainly make a copy of this. Or you guys, if you already had looked at it and you know what your priorities are, I can take them, but I can give you a copy, so.
So this sounds like you're expanding this committee to do more things for the town.
Yeah, so these, and I don't know, like, if these 2 actions have potentially come up in your committee before. Some of them, like I am also the liaison, for the Agricultural Commission, and we met last week. And some of their actions were things that they were already working on. Some of them were new actions. So if these potentially could be new. So these are actions that the committee that developed the book and developed the strategy, those are actions that they have put out there as suggested actions for the different committees.
Okay.
Now,
Sorry, go ahead.
prior to me, Susan, were you ever approached about any of this?
Not that I recall.
We
Okay.
Yeah.
had years ago, when they
Many
first
years ago.
created the
Yeah.
cultural district at the state level. We explored that, but given that we have no town center. There's no. A cultural district is a walkable district that
Right.
has
Right.
cultural things in it. We don't
Right.
have that.
We don't
Mhm.
have that.
I mean, so we can explore it again with the
Mhm.
state, but I'm afraid the results won't
Would
be
be
the
the
same.
same as what we
Right.
did then. It wasn't,
Sure.
yeah,
Uh,
right, yeah.
And in terms of exploring options for studio space and.
I don't
and that,
recall ever having.
I don't even understand what that means. I mean,
Okay.
there's private buildings that
Mhm.
people can rent,
Mhm.
but
Right,
we
and-
don't get involved in that,
Mhm.
or never
We
have.
don't, and we certainly don't have the budget
Mhm.
to rent
Oh,
a
no,
cultural
no
space.
No.
Sure.
Not enough.
Within the town,
Mhm.
so. I would say that our action as far as studio space is to do our art show every year and to
Mhm.
offer up the town hall as a studio space.
Right,
And so we're doing that every year. That's been a mandate that we've done
right.
for 20+ years,
well,
right?
and the programs that we support at the
Right.
library
Right.
and at town hall.
And at
Okay.
town hall and at Wally Park and at the senior center and
well,
all of that.
At one time, when that maybe you're thinking of the same thing, is back when this was implemented, we were doing the Southwick on stage. And
Yes.
we had studio space at the DPW garage. Didn't they move all the stuff over to where it was still the car dealership at that time?
Oh, I don't
Um,
remember this.
Yeah, but that
You mean
wasn't
the
studio.
storage?
That
was
wasn't
just
studio
storage.
space for
It was
artists
just-
to
it
go
was
in.
just- Yeah, Suburban Chevrolet. It was like kind of in that transition
Yeah,
and we
it was
were,
storage.
it was Jen and her dad.
Right,
Kind of used that space to.
oh, they
paint-
built,
They
yeah,
build
They
things.
built- they
They
built,
built
um,
the sets,
The
Yeah.
staging.
the staging for the sets.
speaking of that, I have an
That could
idea
have
later.
been what that
Okay.
goes back to, but that is all long.
Sure.
Well, they took the space away.
They took, well, the town
took the
took the
space away.
space, they
So
turned that
maybe the
suburban.
town wants to buy that building across from Mobile and that area, and that can be the artist studio.
Oh, the building across from Mobile. Anson's?
And
Anson's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll-
Is
right?
that for sale?
Anson's is for sale,
Oh.
yes,
Oh, yeah, I guess of
it's $1
course it's
million.
been, yeah.
it's what?
Million.
Well, when I win the lottery, it's what, up to 400 something.
Yeah, burn that bridge. when
I,
we
well,
get there.
I'm just not sure, I guess
Yeah.
what I'm doing is I'm not sure what's expected from
Yeah.
us. If we
Right.
write like a little report of what we've done,
Mhm.
or,
I think they're looking to expand what we do.
Yeah, and we can do like look a little more in this. So I had read through the chapter that this came from about a month ago, so I didn't want to reread it, but it's coming out of the part that's saying elevate awareness, respect and pride of our town and historical and cultural history to the point that our daily actions demonstrate that the town has achieved that goal. So I think these actions are to, maybe do a little bit more on bringing some awareness or having maybe this one reads to me like a designated space, and I don't know if it meant ongoing or just the once a year.
right,
But certainly it wouldn't be, it would be up to you guys to determine like if that makes sense and if that's doable, or if there's a budget needed or what have you. And if it's something that you're like, hey, that doesn't make sense for us, then we would just go back and say, okay, this action, like, we don't think we can implement it, or we could implement it if we had a budget, or if the town gave us, something that we could help support this.
Right.
And so that's kind of part of like, what we can talk about and go through, but it would definitely be up to you guys to decide, like, if this is suitable, does this make sense? Is this kind of in line with the goals that you guys are working on? And, does it make sense in general as the commission?
One of the
Um,
things that we talked about that might fit in there is the tractor
Mhm.
and the boating. What we had talked about was to obtain a tractor, and you have offered a
Mhm.
tractor, and have the artist paint it and have it on display in
Mm.
Southwick to provide that, the farming, and then also with boat to provide all the recreation, just
Oh,
as an
nice, yeah.
eyesight
Yeah.
that is decorated, and it's just still in the planning
Right,
stages.
right.
Um, but that is something that we thought about, and I don't know if that's something you're looking
that-
for.
Mhm.
Oh, library.
remember
And-
the old library? We
That's
we
it.
tried to
We
talk the
tried that
town
too.
into
The old, I
keeping the
know,
old
My
library
husband was
and
angry that they
converting
didn't.
it into a tourist
Into a tourist
information center.
information,
Yeah.
and that would have,
With-
maybe
with
that's what the
rotating
studio
artists.
space, that might have been what
That would
that
have
might have
been
been.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem is the entranceway and the stairs.
It wasn't
Oh,
HDA.
John
Put a
figured
ramp
out
in.
how we could make it handicap
I know John
accessible,
wanted to
right?
keep it in the town.
But now it's gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I hear these and I'm like, I feel like an old lady. It's like, we've
Yeah.
been
Yeah,
there,
been there,
did
done
this,
that.
Been there,
yeah.
done that.
In thinking about, once again, comparing to Westfield, they have that beautiful downtown. They got all little shops and everything right there, and it is truly a walking
Sure.
experience.
Yeah, but they
It's
just
just-
got approved for cultural district
Yeah.
in the last year or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now.
it
Yeah.
is
We-
not
we
an
have
easy
nothing.
designation.
Yeah. Well, and maybe that, maybe the district can't be formed until there's a more walkable
Right.
downtown area, which I
Right.
think is also part of the plan here. Well, I shouldn't say think, I know it's in the plan. So it could be, maybe that would be like a priority number 2 if you
Didn't we
guys were to
At the
pursue
voters
it,
shoot
because
that
it's
down.
Are-
contingent
are
on
Are
other
they talking
things.
again
With
about
that.
moving the center of town over to, what's that street? Across from high school?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
No, there was just the
No.
last
The
meeting,
industrial
they were
park?
talking about reducing the speed limit to achieve
Oh,
phase
so you
one
cross
of
them. do
a
a crosswalk.
crossable, and
Yeah.
that got
Yeah, I think it got kind of kicked
heartily
back that it needs more
rejected, yeah.
planning.
Well, it's
Yeah.
a state highway.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's not,
Yeah.
it's not
It's
in
not a
control of the
walkable,
town.
no.
Yeah.
No,
So, yeah, I think, my interpretation, and I certainly don't have all of the answers, but I would say like for these actions, it would just be, I think starting with, if you were to pursue either one of these, what would you give them priority? Would the cultural district sounds like it's probably a priority number 2. The other one would be 1, and then it doesn't mean you have to have a solution for it right now. It'd just be, exploring this action and seeing if something makes sense. And then if you want to pursue it, what would the resources be?
I mean,
Well, we
or,
could buy
or,
that old church, we could buy the church down on,
or do you start by just writing a blurb about what we're doing
and what it is.
for cultural initiatives in this
Yeah.
town?
Yeah.
And that is the art show that we're
Mhm.
doing at Town Hall.
Mhm.
We're supporting
Supporting the different programs. that we
Concert,
do, Right.
Summer
at
concert
Wally
series.
Park and making
Yeah.
Wally Park
Mhm.
more
Cultural.
culturally,
Sure.
you know, and do we just write up a blurb as to what we're doing?
Mhm.
So I'll take that on if you
Mhm.
want.
And we can do
And you
that
can
too,
add
and then,
by-
you know, for the different
Add by the
action
church.
items, you know, the committee is coming up with different
Oh.
things, so
Right.
if
The
a
Russian
board comes
church
back
is
and
for
says, hey,
sale.
this action item first doesn't
Senior
maybe
center
belong
and
with our
cultural
group, which
center.
I do think these two do, but you know, there's gonna be a process for saying, hey, this isn't, action isn't for us, or we don't agree, we wanna change this, or maybe you wanna add a different action item that, you know, maybe something that makes more sense to you guys, and we would, you know, we can work on that too, so.
I'm serious, we should buy the Russian church, it could be the senior center with lots of room and a cultural center.
And we're gonna do that with, what,
The
the
town, make it a town.
$2,000 that we have in our local account, or we're
No,
gonna
we
do
got
it with-
2,500 and then we're
The town with a free cash.
So we'll have, you know, $10 or $15 left over.
So I am curious though, because I know Cindy, you have brought it up. So nobody's actually asked you about any of these action items. It
Oh.
was just, okay.
No.
Okay, yeah.
They just gave them to us.
I don't think you're the only committee that happened to, because I know, Norm, who's our chairman, went to another committee and they said that they weren't asked about any of these things.
Yeah.
So, I apologize. I wasn't part of
No.
that. So
Yeah,
I'm just, you
yeah.
know, but, it probably should have been better maybe communicated or have you guys involved.
Sounds like a bunch of
Um,
people got together and said, hey, this would be cool to have, and this would be cool to do, and who
And it
can we
would be.
assign that to?
Right.
And it would be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Who
That's
can
the
we
problem.
assign that to?
The problem with being a small town.
Yeah.
It's a town, it's not a city. We don't have a city. We don't have
We
a.
don't, and it's unfortunately Pat herself, kind of, you put in quite a few of those grant apps for the
Yep, I did.
cultural and for the old library and we got turned down. We just didn't
Yeah.
qualify.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I
So
mean,
if we
this
didn't,
building is about the most central thing.
it might be teetering on getting old enough now. Isn't it, wasn't it a
For
100
what?
years?
Oh, it's historic. It gets historic all
It
the
gets
time.
historic
Yeah.
because it made the age limit.
Yeah.
And it has ghosts.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
go.
yeah.
We proved that. We
Yeah.
did that.
We don't have
Legit.
extra space. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we did the
Once I dance,
stage.
I have my feet out.
We
like
did
that,
the
won't dance
stage,
around my
yeah.
feet.
But that wouldn't.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
That's
stage
true.
is actually available for a local theater group if they
Mhm.
wanted to come in and do plays. That's available now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the upgrades for
The
ADA.
stage here.
does, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we also have a movable stage
We
that we
do.
use at Wally
At Wally
Park,
Park,
that if
yeah.
somebody wanted to do something beyond what.
Yep.
I mean, right now, we're partnering with the Rotary to
yeah,
do things at
right.
Wally Park, but if somebody. Hey, you know, Tom Jones showed up and wanted to do a concert in Wally Park, we put the
Come on,
stage.
Joe.
It's the first thing that popped in my mind.
Is
Okay.
he still alive?
Oh,
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my question.
Yeah.
What's new? What's
Yeah, he's probably not shaking it like he used to back in the day, but.
Yeah.
Next you wanna bring Chubby Checker in.
He's gone.
No.
No?
I don't think
I
so.
thought he, a
Yeah, I
year or
think
so
he's-
ago.
Right.
I
Did
don't
he
know.
go? Oh,
I
okay,
don't know.
maybe, well, that's recent.
Well,
Fire
okay,
department
but
brought
then-
in,
Okay.
But going to Wally Park though, what Rotary has done is, we're kind of like renting, quote, borrowing some staging, some additional staging from the Legion. Somehow they ended up inheriting some staging. But Rotary was looking to get more staging. The staging that Cultural Council had purchased and donated, to the town is not adequate to handle the
It's
size of
fine
the
for
bands.
here if we're
but,
bringing in
yeah.
a chorus or something.
But it was not, found it was not adequate. So yeah, I mean, that might be an action item. If there was funding from the town to
Mhm.
improve that cultural facility, we could use more staging over there.
And that
And which
is one of the
facility is
things
that?
we
Well, it's the
We
portable
partner with
staging that
nonprofits.
we
primarily
currently
the
is
Rotary.
used at Wally
Right.
Park.
Okay,
But it could be supplemented with additional pieces would be
okay.
nice. We're working around it.
Yeah, I think our priorities were
Yeah.
written with cocktails.
You remember Kelly and Tommy Galinas he's kind of a heavy set, well, they're both heavy set kind of people. He's
The
been, in-
name sounds familiar. They were
They're-
part of the
they're
stuff
part
at
of
that
the play,
stage. Yeah, yeah.
they have been working with a group in Westfield. And they recently, like last weekend, did a staged reading in Ludlow.
Yeah,
And I had approached her about possibly bringing it here. It's a comedy, so I may be bringing an idea
cool.
for that
that'd be cool.
to
Yeah.
come in and we can do that. I mean, originally, when we did the stage, the whole idea at that point was to partner with some of the local theater groups and have them come in rather than us try to run our own.
Yeah,
We tried to run our own and we didn't have the volunteers. We just don't,
No.
it's a lot of work.
Well,
Mm.
and then, well, when we started with the stage was even we noticed at the time of the art show, like right now, we have the band, the music play on the stage.
Yeah.
Before with the stage was updated, it was,
You couldn't use
you
it.
couldn't use it. It wasn't accessible. So it couldn't be used at all. So
And
at
once,
least
and once they.
once
went
they
to
had that
do it,
handicap lift in there, then it became accessible so we could actually use it. And that's been 10
It's
years?
been at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
15.
Because
maybe?
John was still working. He and I worked
Yeah.
on that and they found underneath the
Underneath down
stage.
here, there was.
Had
a
somebody been
fence.
dancing on that stage, they could have went
Right
through
under,
it. It
yeah.
was not a-
Really?
It needed a lot of,
a lot more
structural-
work than we thought.
yeah,
Yeah, that was,
yeah, all right,
so it is a resource that we have available.
yes.
Um,
Actually, it would be the auditorium right here at the town
the
hall. is a
auditorium at
cultural
Town Hall is a
resource.
resource available.
I mean, more than happy to put all of our activities onto
Mhm.
an economic development website.
Yeah.
If they want to connect with us,
Sure.
not a problem at all. Cultural mapping,
I don't know what that means.
I don't even know what that means.
That's usually
Sounds like.
doing a survey of,
Where artists live. or
Yeah,
something?
cultural asset mapping, so that the planning board is lead on. So it'd be up to them to start that and then reach out to you and probably say, define South Lake's community and cultural center. I mean, that's again, like trying to define a center.
So that's just
They
a
need to
support
provide a
activity for
building.
us
That is a support
anyways.
they need to
activity.
provide a.
And
Yeah.
so if they
that.
come to us, we're open to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
This would,
I'm telling
Probably
you. Bob,
this would be the
I would say this
I think
building
it's a
would be
great
the
idea.
cultural center of
Cindy?
I'm
Southwick.
sure
This
it's
building, because that's
beautiful
where our
inside.
auditorium is, that's where we hold as far as the cultural council is concerned, it would be this building.
Okay.
no,
For mapping purposes.
Yes, it has.
Would be home base, right? It has the
That would be
stage, it has the
awesome.
auditorium, it
Right.
has.
And
Where
the
we do
senior
Yeah,
center
and then you could
annual
call
events,
out, you
space,
could
it
call out
really
Wally
has. I
Park
mean,
as another
As a supplementary
location, you
location.
could, the
Yeah.
Historical Society as another
Mhm.
location.
Right.
those are like branches or.
But those are-
vectors. This-
Right, right,
this
but
is
it's like
the-
if you were,
This is the hub.
Yeah,
but if you were to provide a cultural activity map to somebody new to town.
Right.
You would let them know Wally
Right.
Park is here and this is what goes on there. We have the art show here, the Historical Society is here.
And in all honesty, we do have music venues.
rail
'cause
trail.
We have, the Southwick Inn has music venues, Rail
Now,
Trail,
the-
or
The
Rail
church
House.
down here has,
The former Methodist Church, what do they call it? Meeting house?
meeting house.
the meeting house, they
He's
have
doing
a,
weekly,
They have an open mic there
Open
on
mic, just
Thursdays,
sit
and then,
in.
well, and I said, this past weekend. I did attend the one that we founded, and it was
The
nice.
senior center has cultural activities within
Yeah.
the senior center. The library does as well.
Senior center, does that fall under a town-wide cultural umbrella, or is that because it's significant to seniors only with
it's
that?
Council on Aging, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
aging.
are some of their things open to general or just
I
seniors?
think they're usually just, I don't know.
I don't know that answer.
I think they're
It
just,
depends.
If they
It
had,
depends on what it is, like the
Sure.
play that we did, when did we do that, last December or whatever it
Steve
was?
Henderson, right?
Yeah, the Steve Henderson play. that-
Who
that he- that
finally
man
got
never
paid.
get paid.
January 21st, he finally got paid that.
But-
payment.
She actually had opened that to anybody,
Mhm.
and it was packed. It was
Yeah.
packed.
And when I was on the 350 committee, we did do some things at Wally Park. But the pavilion that's there, it's open to the elements, so it made it a little hard. If there was
You're
another
limited.
building there, that was larger, that could be used,
Mhm.
that could also be a resource.
I mean, the
But the
rec
town
center,
really has to provide
The
some
rec
place.
center.
There is
Sure.
privately owned though. I
Yeah.
don't think that anybody
Oh,
can use that. You'd have to rent
You have to
it.
rent,
You have to
it.
rent
It's like
it.
the meeting,
Yes,
the
yeah,
meeting
center
house
is not a
thing.
town,
It's-
No,
no.
it's privately.
Yeah,
but I mean, as far as cultural things like music events or whatever.
I
What about like
don't-
Westfield River Brewing Company has,
Well,
I
that,
see they have
you know,
stage set up there too sometimes.
but I don't know if that would count as a cultural, I don't know, wait, would that count as what you're looking for?
Honestly, I'm
'Cause
not
that's a private
100%
organization, you
sure.
know.
Yeah, so, when they say, and again, this, the lead on that one is the planning board to, you know, the asset mapping, definition of defining Southwick's community and cultural center. So I don't know exactly what they had in mind, but I could certainly bring back, you know, especially, I know you made the comment that like we have the auditorium here, it potentially is the cultural center. So I don't know what the planning board was, if they already had any thoughts, but I can certainly relay that back that, you know, that might be the option.
It's
Um,
it's the cultural center that we control.
Yeah,
That's true, right.
Westfield Barn, Westfield Brewing
Yeah,
has created, at least
Yeah.
according to the pic, I haven't been in there, a very large venue.
mhm,
That they and they have concerts,
big
I mean, they have
concerts,
big
yeah.
concerts there.
right.
I don't know
But
why
it's
that
still
would not
private.
count.
you
Yeah,
have
but
to
it's
buy a
all-
ticket to go,
Right.
and it's not
So,
just a
yeah.
general.
So yeah,
Well,
I
yeah,
think
like-
they would be thinking, cause
I
like
don't
you
know.
just
I
mentioned,
don't
it's a
know.
private facility, so I
Right.
think they're looking to designate a town space that we could call a cultural center. That would be my interpretation.
We got
But I
the
can certainly go
auditorium.
back to the,
That's what I'm thinking.
relay a note to the
Till we buy the
planning
Russian
board,
carriage.
that we
Yeah.
talked about it and, you know, see what they were
They've been doing
thinking.
pretty good
I'm
with the
not
budget.
sure if they've even
Huh?
started working on that action yet, but I could certainly relay the notes back.
Okay.
So,
I mean, we can make recommendations of what the
Sure,
town
sure.
should
Yeah,
do.
we got-
Absolutely.
we got
I got
opinions.
Yeah.
You can recommend all day long.
We got opinions.
well, it sounds like obviously budget is a concern, you know, when
Oh,
you're
yeah.
looking at these actions.
building, yeah.
Just build us something equivalent to Thorne's Marketplace, you know.
That'd be nice.
Yeah,
I mean, at one point, I know the Rotary, and we do partner with the Rotary, which is a private but nonprofit, not for profit, nonprofit.
Mhm.
For a lot of events, and I
Mhm.
remember years, we're talking now years ago. When we first moved to town, you guys had jazz festival
Mm-hmm,
right here in Prifty Park.
mm-hmm.
But I think that's probably not gonna have space anymore for something like that because. Of pickleball courts and stuff.
Yeah.
Now Wally Park, when it was built, I thought part of the lower level was built as a natural amphitheater.
It could be.
That they really wanted to be able to do something there. And that would be up to Parks and Rec, I don't, but that would be a nice venue.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Although Rotary's been doing at least, gosh, 5, 6 years
For the summer
for the summer
concert.
concert and
Yeah,
the.
and they're
pavilion's
very well
been-
attended.
It's been well attended and it's
Yeah.
worked pretty darn good.
Yeah,
The first couple of years, there was no electricity for like lighting, so that was a problem because people would leave and it would be dark and they couldn't
Yeah.
find their
Mhm.
cars, but that's been alleviated. Some of the power problems, but as far as the capacity, it's been adequate. We
getting
haven't,
full.
it's
I mean,
getting full, but I
getting
mean,
to the
as
point
that concert
People are
series.
parking way
yeah,
down.
as it is gaining popularity and momentum, it might outgrow that pavilion and certainly a full
Band
amphitheater
shell.
band shell.
That's another thing we could have,
Yeah.
a band shell down there.
Mhm, mhm.
See, we can spend money left.
We
and
talked-
right.
They talked about that years and years ago. I know the fire department talked about having, basically a band shell, and I forget where it was. It was up on 10 and 202. I thought, I don't know if you remember anything about that part, but they were gonna.
Yeah.
The fire department was gonna have to be involved because we were gonna have to have 2 or 3 of our guys on site for any event that happened. So representing, make sure exits are clear and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember when they were laying out Wally Park and we were approving it, they talked about, because there's a lower level
Mhm.
in Wally Park. That was in effect a natural in effect, band shell.
Yeah.
If you had a band down
Yes.
here, it would be like, almost like an amphitheater. So Parks and Rec should develop that.
Yeah, that might be something that,
Yeah, I like the ideas. So I know, I'm sure you guys have some other stuff on, I know you have other stuff on your agenda. I don't want to take up the whole meeting. So it sounds like though you guys want to take, maybe not everybody saw the action, so, I can either make some copies here, if there's a copier, I did write on them, so, or I can email them if everybody has an
maybe,
email address. I
yeah,
can
or email it
them
to
out.
Julie and then she
Okay.
can
Yeah.
email it to all of us. She's good at that.
Julie,
will.
could I have your email address, please?
It's JPICHNYI at southwickma.gov.
I still think they should look into buying that building.
I think that's a great idea.
So Pat, you're thinking
mean,
the
it's
Russian
not-
church would be the thing to do.
Well, Cindy, when Cindy Sullivan was here, she had looked into that because the senior center is full.
Outgrown.
It's
yeah.
full to
Yeah.
And, well,
overflowing.
and our
And that
populace is not
it's got
getting,
classrooms
younger.
set
I
up,
just
it's
wanna
got
confirm.
parking. it's-
PICHNYI. Okay,
that's
all right.
I actually showed Cindy, the church.
Yeah, she was very,
She was
but,
beautiful.
but they couldn't get. But maybe if we could find money. Be a lot of money.
yeah, that
I'm
would
just trying to
be,
get money for the library. I'm not run.
that would be a beautiful.
I heard they wanted to do like a teen center as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's large
That's
enough
perfect.
that you could do a
It
lot
has
of
enough
things.
space
Yeah,
to do
Yeah.
both
yeah.
and cultural as well.
Yeah.
I support.
Yeah,
Where's that?
well, it's the near Blossoming Acres, it's the,
No,
well,
you-
I don't know what
The
the real.
one that's for sale.
the one that's
Yeah,
for
the
sale.
church is
Yeah.
for sale,
Yeah.
cause they
Yeah.
bought,
Doing that.
Chez Joseph.
Are you
They're moving
renovating it?
to
Oh,
Chez
really?
Joseph.
Oh,
It has
It's a low slung.
That's gonna be an expense.
It's a nice building. It's a new building. It's all accessible. I mean, there's a lot of pluses to it. I just hadn't really thought
And a
about.
huge amount of
Yeah.
parking.
Mark's
I mean, you
parking.
could,
Yeah,
Well, they might need a new fire truck and a new. police
I
car.
know.
yeah.
the other thing I heard when you were talking were about signs for the town.
Yeah, and that was, that's under the beautification
Beautification
committee,
committee.
that's not established yet, but
Oh,
the
good.
action was install town branding signage that is clear and consistent and visually appealing. So that you guys would be a support role, I'm assuming they would want your opinion or recommendations
Okay,
on it.
good.
We'd go out and look.
But
and
that's,
do it.
that, the lead is that beautification committee, which has yet to be established.
Okay,
So, yeah.
because one of the things, one of the farmers talked to me about, because I've been going around to farmers, is that in Westfield, there is signs of all the different farms available in Westfield,
Oh, nice.
and they're posted.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I haven't been, she said like near, close to them. Like, and she said that the farmers are upset that there's like no signage for them, really, and they
yeah.
should be promoted
Sure.
through the
sure.
town.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Signage is always a problem with
Yeah.
all the laws regarding signs.
Yeah.
say that again?
It's, signage is a problem with all the laws regarding signs.
Okay, the
It
size
would
and
be so
stuff.
big, it's a
Size
size
of the
setback,
font,
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, it's like signs for campgrounds.
Yeah.
There's one up in East or West Hampton, and they only are allowed one sign by the state, and it's on 10 and 202.
Okay, we would,
Yeah, when
we
you're on
would
the
be
highway.
willing to partner with the beautification committee.
Sure, it sounds
If
like
they
it.
need some
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ideas of what a
Yeah.
good looking sign is.
Yeah.
okay,
So-
I mean,
sounds
let's-
good to me.
Good
We have-
wrap up.
Yeah, we have art show stuff to
Sure.
do. so,
Yeah, no, yeah, so I will send these back out
Okay.
if possible. You know, the initial request was try to prioritize the action, each individual, try to prioritize the lead and the support. If you're struggling and just say, hey, like, because you don't agree with this action or what have you, or you think it needs to be changed and you don't feel comfortable putting a priority, that's fine, we can talk about it. But I'll at least get these out to everybody, I'll send it to Julie, she can distribute.
Yeah,
And then, if it's okay, I'll come back to one of your, other. I don't know if you want me
I
at the next
I
one.
think we
or,
can prioritize right now,
Okay,
because the beautification committee is not even,
they're
don't
not.
exist.
they're not
exist.
even exist. So number one would be updating the website for economic development.
Right.
We can complete that pretty
and
quickly.
you guys all are in consensus that that would be your number one?
Sure.
Okay,
Number two would be any kind of cultural asset mapping. We would
Right.
definitely be involved in helping determine whether or not we believe it is a cultural site or not.
okay,
Historical and cultural planning, that's what, working with the historical society or?
so that's just, and it sounds like it's investigating other resources and training, for historical and cultural planning.
Okay, so then that would be number three, and number four is the signage for the beautification committee. That doesn't even exist
Yeah.
yet.
Okay,
Once it exists, we can relook at and reevaluating where it should be.
okay,
Well,
and
and the-
so it sounds like everybody here would be in agreement to those orders. So we have
Mhm.
Cindy, Bruce, Patricia, Barbara, and Susan.
Mhm.
And the other committees that, committee members that aren't here, can we distribute the list to them to get their input? Or do you guys wanna just say that that is your vote as
We
a
have a
committee?
quorum.
We have a quorum.
So you
that
wanna
would
just
be-
say that's your vote versus
Yeah.
individuals? Okay, I'm fine
Yep.
with that. And then for the lead actions, are you comfortable with putting a priority on either one of those? Or on those, like a 1 and a 2? I mean, it sounds like the cultural.
Oh, we would love to have
district
studio
is-
space.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I would
I
put
can-
that as number one, and
Okay.
then a local cultural district.
I can
There's
look that up
nothing we
and get
can-
the requirements and we can explain why we can't do it right now.
Right.
And that's the thing, if, yes.
Cause then
I
it
think that
needs
would
to
be-
drop. I
yeah.
mean, or it needs to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
archived for a
Right.
while.
Right.
Because the pursuing a local cultural district is nothing we can do. We
Sure.
can't move anything around.
So
or
there's a
whatever, so-
walking,
Right,
Okay.
okay, nope,
Is
that's
everybody
perfect.
in agreement? Anybody disagree? Okay.
Okay, I will bring this back to the committee. Thank you. I appreciate your time. I will also mention some of the concerns, that obviously budget is a
Mhm.
concern. When we're looking at space for your designated, studios, like, again, like budget, where would it be, your limited resources?
well, I really do feel if the town is serious about this, about the master plan, and what
Mhm.
they're doing, then they need to work with the selectmen to have additional space, because this building is jammed.
Yeah.
It's really full.
Sure.
And truly, that resource, I mean, I was kidding a little bit about the church, but that is a resource that is available right now that the
Mhm.
town would not have to do, would have to do very little work on.
Mhm.
And you could do an awful lot of the completion of these actions, not just for cultural, but for all the other things. So that's,
And you're talking about the church that's.
yeah, what, I don't know the
It's-
actual name of the church.
the
Well,
Baptist
Southwick Baptist Church.
Church.
Thank you.
Yes, 256 or 267 College.
Okay, I know you guys got a bunch of other things to do, so thank you. I will still
Thank
send
you.
these out, that way you guys can have the
Absolutely,
action
sure.
items.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate your time and I will see you guys again.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Cindy, keep us on track.
I tried to write it, but I'm visual, I can't hear and
What?
I have to see something in order to.
I
Ah,
bring it
don't
in.
envy her. She's obviously got an impossible task.
Yeah, and
And
she-
committees haven't even,
Really isn't.
She wasn't given enough
Or just
information
priority.
herself.
Given it, nobody asked us about our input to make
No.
a plan.
yeah.
That was-
Mhm.
It just.
All right, moving on.
All
Okay,
right.
here we go.
Do we have, we have the minutes from the last meeting
We do.
that I've written all over.
It's okay.
I don't think I was here. Was I here?
I
No.
took notes.
No, I was not here at the last
Okay.
meeting.
So can everybody look at it and we can?
I don't understand Joe's comment. Can somebody very quickly summarize for me?
Joe Didi, he wanted to know when the deadline was for the 2026
Grant
grant
cycle.
cycle, because
Oh, okay.
Bob kind of ended up telling
Yeah,
him,
Bob's
okay,
still looking for grants. Yeah,
Bob's still looking
okay.
for grants, and I think Joe didn't realize that was what it was, so we told him directly he could he could ask for a grant, but the deadline was October 15th of this year for 2026.
You want to change anything?
That's for the, that's for. the
No,
art?
no, it was just a clarification, because I wasn't
No,
at the meeting.
that's for the general, he was here wanting to know,
The
he
grants we
didn't,
give out.
he didn't know about the whole Mass Cultural Council grant, local
Okay,
cultural
so the-
council.
what we
grant,
give out.
Right.
But
The
aren't there
process.
grants online? I thought I read something tonight about
There's
other grants
huge
that are
grants
in.
out.
There's tons of them, but.
Yeah,
But
his-
they have to apply.
apply. He was asking specifically, I believe, about the local cultural council grant program, which is what we oversee. And he
Okay.
had, did not have any knowledge.
So
of
can
it.
I forward that grant thing to him so that he knows there are other grants that he can apply for?
Well,
Okay.
Bob Fox has actually contacted me and wants to know more about the cultural council grants, and I promised him I would call
Okay,
Mass. I don't think they qualify for anything that's currently open, but
okay,
I thought I'd talk to somebody.
yeah.
Okay, sorry I
Mhm.
brought it up.
So does anyone want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll approve.
Second,
Okay, thank you. So the meeting minutes from January 16th are approved,
Yeah.
No.
or from February 20th, sorry, February 20th. Treasurer's report.
Okay, then in our state account, we did get our allocation, which was 8,800 plus some stuff that was paid. We have a balance in our state account now of $10,103. 10103.
Ah, we're rich.
Yeah, loaded. In our local account is the same, 8354. And the town is the remaining 2,500.
You show me again.
good stuff.
Oh,
What is that?
I went to the
Just the-
budget
okay,
meeting. I was
sorry.
at the budget meeting,
Okay.
and well, I was at the budget meeting for the library.
Oh, you did.
Oh, right, because I totally.
And they called me up. I said, I don't even have a copy of the budget, but anyway, so I asked them for more money. I have no idea how it ended up and.
Hmm.
But they asked me what we do and I was able to talk, I think, coherently. And they said, you know, what do you need? I said, well, we really could use some more money to be able to fund some of these programs. I said. And
Yeah, what did we do? Well, we asked for, well, they gave us. We had no choice. It would have to be,
it was flat, right?
Flat,
Or decrease.
no, flat. What would be 5% less, what would be flat? So
Right.
That was what we had.
But don't be surprised, maybe they'll give us. a
Maybe we'll
little
get more.
Cause remember when Linda Baffle was on there, she used to give us more.
Yeah.
Well, Fox said, oh, what are you looking for when Susan and I went? And he said,
Oh, yeah.
oh, you know, there could be more money or whatever.
Well,
That
he's
never-
not there now.
No.
I was trying to, but there was no resistance at all to
Yeah.
what we were
Okay.
doing.
Oh, not like years
Yeah.
ago. that-
Oh,
No.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, those days are done.
thank goodness.
But assuming we'll probably do the same and then that 2,500, Ellen did give me her budget for advertising for the art show, so we'll suck that up in no time.
Okay, so now old business, new business, I think art show is the topic.
I would first like to thank Cindy once again for hosting our jury.
Oh. Glad to.
She had a band and the full catering. Beautiful. Sorry, you guys missed it.
I put out snacks before that had never gotten eaten.
I didn't know.
No, it was.
I don't think I even realized when it was. They got some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you later.
No, yeah, no, it was good. We had Bruce judged and Judy Bayless came over and she judged again, and then Kelly, what's her
Kelly
last name?
Parker.
Parker,
She was
she-
a new person from last year's.
photographer that
Photographer.
came and judged, and you know, there was a couple of questions. I don't know if we need to speak to the artists about their submissions of what they submit for pictures and things like that. I think that would, you know, they need to put their best foot forward in submitting art. because,
how do you do that though? I mean,
They
it-
ought to know, but.
yeah,
well, it's kind of like if somebody applies for a job and they give you a crap resume, you,
Yeah,
You don't get the job, but, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
I hate to see, like we had somebody before talking about, I didn't know, or, we asked for something, I think it's very plain.
Yeah.
What
I'm-
we're asking for with an application.
I would,
I mean, we could have early, like in January, we could have like an afternoon, Saturday afternoon workshop of. If you're thinking of applying to the art show, this is
Yeah.
what we look
That
for.
would be a spectacular idea.
You think so?
I
You think
so.
they'd come?
I don't know if anybody would come, but,
Bruce would.
I would definitely be here for that
Well,
because.
to me, yours
Yeah.
is like perfect. I mean, it's always Scott.
Yeah.
But that, like I say, that's one thing we want. To see your work. We
Yeah.
want it, obviously, you should be sending in your best. For an entry like that, but with the information on it that's requested.
So, okay, so here is a suggestion. All right, so we went through the pictures that were submitted. Maybe we also have to walk the show and then determine whether or not the pictures that were
Properly
submitted
represent.
properly represent.
Ooh,
So does this person
interesting.
deserve to automatically get in next year? Because,
a lot of our,
because if you have an artist
Yeah.
that 10 years ago painted a painting and they keep turning that in as their submission, but that painting never appears in the art show.
oh, that shouldn't be. I didn't know we were letting them
Or-
do that.
Well, because it's just, they're just sending in something and they're getting a space because we know them or they've always
Right.
applied or what have you.
I mean, of course, a 10-year-old painting could still be representative of the work they're doing
Right.
today.
right, and I think we may have an
Could be if
opportunity.
you were in a vacuum and you didn't age 10 years.
It should change.
It should change. So,
The quilts I made 10 years ago are not the same as quilts I make now. I mean, anything should improve.
Well, and to just interrupt on that, though, I think we will be able to alleviate that for next year. Because I looked into it this year to update our application process. Right now, the town does not have the ability to apply on your phone. What I'm looking to do is to go to our website, click on the application, fill it out, send my photos from my phone. We don't have the ability to do that. So
Mhm.
what we're still asking an applicant to do is to go to our website, if they didn't get a piece of paper in the physical mail, and print it, fill it out and mail, or conversely, electronically send us their photos. But it's not that simple to do from just from your phone.
yeah.
So I think next year, when we update that application process, will give us the opportunity, oh, I'm gonna take something current of what I have. We may have an opportunity to get fresher application
Right.
photos as well as more applicants by updating that application process.
Mhm.
It'll be faster, it'll be, it won't be quite as
But they're
tedious.
submitting electronic applications.
They're submitting
now.
electronic applications to an email. They're not just sending it directly to our site. They're sending it
Mm.
via email to our
Well-
email. So they have to
I guess
download.
I'm not.
But even so, like Bruce mentioned, if you take a picture of a framed painting. You
Well, they
have,
still do that.
you have all the glare and
Yeah.
everything like
Yeah.
that. So, okay, so let me just say this. I stood in my kitchen and I listened to the comments and everything that was going on. And I thought, if there was 3 unknown artists in this room, I wonder if they would have made the same decisions. Because there was a lot of Judy Bayless saying, oh, well, I know her.
Yeah,
And I know that she's really good and this is not representative of her work. Or it was Bruce saying, oh, come on, we've seen their stuff year after year. It's really good. There was Cindy who said, I don't care what you guys decide, this person is in because it's a, person that sells out every time they come to the show. And everybody from town always comments about their work. So So it was just a case of, we talked about getting younger people, we talked about
Right.
getting new
Mhm.
artists, we talked about
Mhm.
going further with our outreach and all of that. And I just thought if we're gonna do that, there's gonna be more competition for those spaces.
That would be
Yes.
nice.
Yeah,
So if we're successful in doing that next year, shouldn't the artists that have participated all along, that are expecting to get in automatically, shouldn't they know that they need to put their best foot forward next year?
that's a good
Because
point.
our intention is to do this.
So back to, why don't we have in January an information session on, we're updating our application process. If you're interested in applying, you may want to attend.
Yeah, I
Mhm,
mean, we could
Times are
certainly do
changing.
that. We could even,
Yeah,
we could even offer it available in Zoom if somebody
Yes,
lives in
absolutely.
Belchertown
Yeah.
and can't make it. So,
That's true.
so
Yeah.
we could do something like
Right.
that.
and it will, speed up the application process to be
Right.
able to
Right.
just electronically fill out your name and send your photos, bang, done,
It also
it'll
gives
be-
us another opportunity
Yeah.
for that person that calls up and says, I knew nothing about
Right.
this. And you could say, well, in January, we have an information center.
Right.
And session, we put posters up, we put it in the newspaper, whatever. You know, if you're missing it from all of these things, we're not gonna knock on your door.
We can't force you to read your mail.
Right,
Right.
so. It was just a couple of things that I was just thinking of as to,
Because we need younger and we need fresh.
and we need to make sure that that room is full.
Yeah.
That's the important thing, I think, is to
Is
make
it
sure
not
that
full
it's.
this year?
No,
It
we're
is.
gonna be full. No, we're gonna be full this year, but it's just,
But it's.
we're
so much
starting
of
to
the
get to the
same.
point where. There was a couple of artists that there was a lot of discussion back and forth whether or not they should be in or whether they shouldn't be in or what have you. And it was like,
There was also discussion of, on that line, if we had 5 more artists, these 2 or
These
3
wouldn't be in.
Would not be.
wouldn't be in,
Based,
so.
based
We need a little more
purely on the
competition.
submission that was in front
Right.
of the
And
jury.
we've had,
Okay.
and we've had some artists kind of complain.
Yeah.
Whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent or whatever. I mean, it is a small town art show. We do want people from Southwick to participate,
Right.
so.
But you're a kid, you can't go to their house and, let me take a picture for you and enter you and.
Right,
Mhm,
right.
yep. So, I'm just kind of bringing it up,
Mhm.
so,
So in the fall, we'll work on pulling together
right, a broader list.
Well, and I'm gonna work with
I like
Jim.
the Zoom idea.
Well, the Zoom, and then I'll work with Jim because he said that it's possible we could have maybe cobbled something together for this year, but it was just too
Too soon.
too soon. They didn't
Right.
have the bugs worked out of it. But I think that would be key to getting fresher applicants, fresher material to see, is to be able to do it direct instead of printing the piece of
Mhm.
paper, sending it in, and so it.
But I mean, so
Yeah.
much of it's electronic now anywhere.
Just submitting the photos of the work is electronic, but still they have to fill out the paper and mail it,
Mail
it,
we
mail
could
a
take,
check.
we could mail a check,
We
we
still
could
have to
take.
get the check.
Still, well, we could still get the check or take Venmo or whatever, however the town gets
Right.
money online. Cause some of the younger people don't even have checkbooks,
Right,
they,
Right,
yeah. So it's just,
I
there's
can tell
a,
you about the Friends of the Library and our book, our,
I mean, it would be
Mhm.
along that line of. It would be great if we could get the teachers in the schools and the universities and stuff to show these kids how to make an entry.
yeah,
When, I worked at that in Windsor. I brought it in there every time they've asked me to come in and talk to the kids. I bring my entry. Okay, guys, you want to be serious about this
Mhm.
as a juror in the show. This is what
Right.
I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, and it's just,
That would be
Yeah.
great if you could go to Southwick High School,
Mhm.
like. Mid
In
first
the fall,
semester
yeah.
and do that
do
with
they
them.
have an art show at the high school?
They show their art like in the hallways, but not an art show that I
'Cause-
know of.
Cause so where I work, they have an actual show. The whole media center. They have a mezzanine, It's up on the stairs, up on the walls. They have huge
And-
pieces, small pieces.
They
and it-
have that in the
and
hallways.
Parents, I mean, it's well attended by the townspeople.
Oh, okay, no, nothing
So
like
this
that.
is, you know,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
there's nothing like that. at the-
Yeah.
At the high school. It's a very, I mean, you're talking a graduating, Lily's graduating class is like 92 kids.
really?
Yeah, it's a very
Well,
small
I
It's a
school.
very-
thought, I thought there were more kids.
No.
It's
It's-
declining, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a smaller school, but,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel. so
But
bad
yeah,
about
I
that.
mean, the-
Class is 63.
you know, we're starting to lose space
I
in
made
this
50.
building. We're starting to lose space in this building too, so I mean, even
We've
to
lost
do.
faith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even to do the panels and stuff, to do the student art or whatever, but I'm thinking, you know. Getting the colleges or whatever, letting them know that we have this
Yeah.
art show or whatever,
Yeah.
to just get some new blood and some new ideas.
But you know, even if we could maybe go and talk to their class and explain some of the things that we're looking for
Yeah,
as the sponsors of the show. You know, I'd like to talk to them as the juror of the show. Just what, you know, all these things that we're talking about, we just,
Well, we can certainly offer that up.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
no, that would be
if we
great.
do an outreach or something like that to
Mhm.
the local, you know, college teachers and offer up that the. Yeah, we'd send
Yeah.
a member over, we'd send Bruce over to.
Yeah, no,
Here,
'cause-
Bruce.
Because
Bring it
the
on,
letters
yeah.
obviously didn't work
Right.
that I sent last year. You know,
Yeah.
to each
We did.
school, to the
Okay.
superintendent.
So that was,
Speaking of space, I'm switching topics.
okay,
We have the auditorium. We have the lobby.
Mhm.
We obviously don't have that, the former selectmen's
Mm-mm.
conference room.
right.
Have anybody approached historical?
I meant to do that and I did not.
Cause I'm
That's
sure
on-
they're planning
I'm
on
doing,
being somewhere.
Yeah. and I was thinking we were gonna put them in the conference room, whatever, by the.
Is that
by the
still a
elevator.
conference room?
Yeah.
Cause so
Yes.
many things have been changed.
Right.
Yeah, no,
offices.
that is, I did check into that. We have that reserved. Tracy's gonna do her needle felting, whatever day I said. It's gonna be in the senior center.
In the senior center.
Yes. Yep. Cause, well, that's more of a workshop that people can kind of monitor it and go in there and look at it, but it's gonna be like a signed, as scheduled.
Oh, all right,
Workshop.
my sister will
Okay,
sign up
we
for
need,
that.
we need to find ways to get people down there. I
Yep.
mean, that's always been the
Yeah, so we're gonna
challenge.
need signage,
Yeah,
Lots of signage.
But,
And everybody telling them.
right? Yes, exactly, don't forget to.
yeah, but
stop by.
I got that approved, and then, of course, that at one time, as the assessor or somebody was gonna actually commandeer that, what we always used as our storage room. That is still available to us for this year.
Oh, it is,
It is, that room.
but that,
I mean, that's not,
that's only room
it's,
for storage.
it's not big enough to show anything,
Right.
but, the conference room down the hall is available.
Okay.
And we didn't do anything with the students.
That's a good spot for
For the
the historical society.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If we're gonna be putting people down the hallway anyway to go down to the
Yep.
senior center and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
so. The other thing that's gonna probably be in the library is going to be authors. I have.
In the lobby, you mean?
In the
In the
lobby,
lobby.
in the lobby, sorry.
Yeah.
We-
Is authors.
we do a lot of things.
We
together.
have,
The library lobby, there is such a place.
we're gonna have an author each day that's
Okay,
gonna
that'd be
come and
good.
talk about their book. It'll be somebody local, talking about their book and signing books or whatever and talking to people. The woman that does this, she has like a mobile bookstore. So I told her that we could set her up with a table or so that she could set up like a little bookstore so that she can sell the books. So if the author is talking about her latest book, she may have 3 other books that she's written.
Will
Somebody
she-
could buy them.
Crazy question. We need to make sure we have the Wi-Fi passwords because she will probably want to take credit cards.
Well, she's going to be there.
But I mean,
Oh.
she will need to have
Oh,
electronic.
electronic, okay,
to
yeah.
get-
Yeah.
Well, we need
Okay.
that anyway for everybody who's gonna use Venmo, right?
Who's using Venmo? Cause the artists don't sell them.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, no,
yeah.
they are this year.
This
I
year,
thought.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did say that
So,
they would be able to do it, but they would have to do it themselves. We weren't gonna do it for them.
Okay, so
So we need
She's-
to, we need to
so-
make sure. Jim
So I
knows that.
basically talked to her today, or we've been emailing and stuff back and forth. So I told her that, everybody sets up on Friday. That if she's in that she's welcome to come to the cocktail reception
Oh,
and meet the
yeah.
artists and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. She can't, I don't know,
Ooh.
do we want her selling books or no?
Ooh. How much space is she taking in the
About a
lobby?
table.
No, I'm just thinking of the
Oh,
During the
reception.
reception, she may have to move into the gallery, maybe we could
Okay,
put her
yeah,
in someplace
Yeah.
temporary
Yeah.
for
I
during the
mean,
reception. The reception can be busy in the lobby with the
It's packed.
food.
yeah. I mean, usually
Right.
what she has is she has like these little wooden quick crates that she puts on their side, that she stacks the books
Yeah.
up,
That,
and then that way there she can take them in and out.
Usually like right in front of the stage
is a dead,
is a dead space.
because we don't,
The
Okay.
band's there, that we set up some chairs, but
but
on
on
Friday
Friday,
night, that would be-
it's nothing, that'd be a good spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, but so she's all set, so we'll have
That'd be
an
great.
author each time. I told her that, we don't want somebody with their book on occult or something like, you know what I mean, like,
No, you might get a lot of people.
talk about.
Well,
Every time the library has programs on ghosts, we get
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
right, but-
people.
we don't necessarily wanna,
Jam,
There were
I don't
pictures
understand
of
that.
one of
it's
her
jammed.
Each
Anytime we
bird.
do.
Yeah,
just on each sign. So it's,
I guess I'm naive, I don't know.
people aren't just reading a name, they're seeing
just seeing what's going on.
what's going on, yeah.
but yeah, so she's going to provide me with the names of the authors. She's gonna
Okay.
talk to them probably this weekend, so
Okay.
that if we want, we can just include them on a
Yes, then
sign
that
or
was-
whatever and call it
right.
out. So
Call-
if somebody is like, wow, I'm not
'Cause-
interested in the art show, but I love to read
To read
books or
books.
whatever.
Cause
So,
Ellen is looking for that
Well,
for
you
the
can
press
talk about
release, she'll
the,
wanna know.
The book club that we have at the
Yeah.
library.
And actually,
Good
on Friday
crossover.
night,
I
having
want the
her
name
up
of
by the
that.
stage.
History, I love history.
Somebody's
It could be
like,
another,
that's
another
all the time.
destination.
Forced to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
through it.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
okay.
so we're all set with that. You usually have a list of volunteer timing.
Yeah,
You doing
I
that
do.
today?
Yeah, I got a template, I can start it and then email it to everybody, but if we know what we're doing, we got Thursday. From 2:30 to 6:30 is set up. So that Thursday, it'd be like, that afternoon from 2:30 to 6:30. Pretty much we need, our tasks that we need is to check in the artist at the desk, and hanging of artwork. So we
They
need
hang
some,
their own arm.
they hang their own, but they'll need assistance.
And
But we'll need a desk person. Pat is usually, but you are not, are you in town or out of town?
Well, we have a wedding that weekend.
Right.
and We're recording right now, afterward.
Okay, yeah, we
I
can
got
go
some
through
stuff
this
going on.
after, yeah,
Okay.
okay. But yeah, I do have that scheduled. I can give everybody the time frames and then I'll
Yep.
email it so we can all fill in what we need.
Okay, what are the dates of the art show?
The
20
date-
Friday the 25th. Saturday 26th, Sunday 27th.
And set up as the 25th
The 24th,
and
Okay,
the morning of the 25th.
yep.
guess what?
What is the time on Friday?
Are you traveling?
On
I'm
Friday,
gonna be in Spain.
the setup is in the morning from 8 to 11 is the setup on the Friday. And then Friday for the reception is 4:30 till 8. Saturday is 10 to 4, Sunday is 10 to 4.
I gotta find out about getting time off from work. I've used every minute of.
Oh, I'll bet. I know, me too. I'm gonna see if I can get that Saturday and some of this time off. I'm not my own.
You're not your own
Yeah.
boss anymore.
No,
I've used every minute of personal time, good time, vacation.
I hate to tell you this, but I'm gonna be in Spain.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I don't
Sucks to
think-
be Cindy.
I don't, we may come home Saturday. So I may be able to give you
Well, yeah, but you'll be
all
jet
day on
lagged.
Oh,
Sunday.
I
yeah.
don't know if
That'll be
you have
fine.
any pieces left, but.
I'll sleep
No.
on the,
No, we're gonna have the most successful show ever.
Oh.
And everything will be sold. There won't be anything to pick up.
there you go.
Yeah, we have a family wedding that week,
So
and my
Pat,
daughter will be in town.
Okay.
The whole,
Granddaughter,
okay,
yeah,
good.
they'll all be in town,
How about Thursday afternoon?
possibly.
Possibly, because you were good at that. I had you in previous years doing the check-in desk. You know. the
Check in person.
Check-in person.
I will-
Bar,
I will plan on
you'll be
Thursday.
baking.
and I will be cooking.
John might be able to come and help. But he's a day-to-day on his health,
What
so
is the art show set up? What time is it on Thursday?
Thursday,
2:30 to
6.
6:30.
Friday, set up 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then the reception is 4:30 to 8.
Yeah, the rest of it I know is I'm out of pocket.
Okay.
I'll try to help somehow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And you have young daughters
Oh, they would love to go.
that'd
who
be
are,
fun.
who are young and spry, who can step and fetch. And can you get me that way? They're, how old are your daughters?
10 and
Oh, they're too
Oh.
little. That's too little.
That's nice.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead, Cindy. I got Ellen.
What do you got?
I've got Ellen. We just sort of need to give her blessings for the budget. The budget for print ads is the same as we did last year. Actually, it's $16 more. It's $1,624.16 for. I'm sure I,
Do you have to
Motion
mail
to approve
something?
that.
what's that?
Do you have to mail something
For,
for like the flyers and everything? like
I
last
do.
year?
Oh, I have the approval letters that I'll have you
Okay,
doing, yeah.
so look at the following week probably, or the first week of April.
No, that'll be like
This week.
this week.
Oh,
Today's
okay.
Thursday, maybe next week.
Maybe, yeah.
Approval
probably
letters
I'll
to
bring
tell
the
them that
approval
they have
letters that
space
they
at the
have
show.
Space, yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
no, as far as like, yeah,
Okay,
nothing that.
And then
needs
the
to be-
ads and stuff.
The
Motion
ads,
to approve Ellen
Yes.
getting
Ellen,
1624.16.
1624.10, sorry, I
10.
misspoke, which is $16 more than last year, and that is Southwoods Magazine, The Reminder, The Republican, and Turley. I can give you all of that. She did look into that Westfield Lifestyle. She did not hear back from them, so she was gonna give it another whirl. I guess it comes out
It
like
just came out
now.
today.
So
That's
for,
just a
for,
monthly
for
thing.
April's issue,
That would be
which would
just the
be
perfect time.
perfect time if we could get it in for the April one, so I told her to
I
keep
don't know
looking
what her
into that.
deadline is.
Yeah. It's a new free
Yeah, oh, no,
magazine.
no, I know,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it is. I don't know what their
But
deadline is.
I don't know
I
if
have no
they're
idea.
only South or only Westfield though.
No,
No.
no.
No, they go everywhere. So,
Yeah.
so anyway, that's what's going
We're
on with that.
okay.
All right, so Bruce. Move to put a motion to approve that spending. Do we have a second?
Second,
Pat seconds. Thank you.
Are there posters available to put?
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
That's what part of
No.
the $1,600 will be.
Yeah.
Did anybody,
No, I brought them all, I brought them, the whole gamut over to, Southwoods on Monday and
we're gonna
kind
let
of
them
let
If
him
you-
decide.
pick and choose, yeah.
If you talk to Ellen, if you
Mhm.
could. Ask her to give me a deadline of when
For
she
the
needs anything
authors,
for the
yeah.
authors.
She said to me this afternoon, as soon as you have it, you
Okay.
know.
It
Um,
sounds like I might have it this week. that
Yeah,
she's
and
gonna-
Southwood should have our poster ready, you know, I would think probably by this time next week.
what's our poster
Okay.
gonna be?
Don't know, we left it up to them.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Well, They
usually we
usually
do,
choose
They choose
one
a
or
piece of
two.
art.
Yeah.
Out of two, I mean.
because they put it on the cover of their magazine
Yeah,
typically.
yeah.
Like,
Last
we
year
like to
was-
have it like
Vertical.
Yeah.
vertical, just
Yeah.
kind of one
Some
side or.
space where they can put words.
Yeah, I worked with them for a while. They're good.
Yeah,
I
they
like
are
them.
good. They're
They're-
fun.
Nice people.
Their covers for this have always been great.
Yeah,
They-
I've never seen one that I
Yeah.
thought could be improved.
yeah, so that is in process, so we'll get that done, and when, I do have a list, which I meant to make copies and I didn't, of, I'll email it to everybody, of all of our artists
Oh.
that are in.
Oh, yeah.
oh, good.
Yeah. I've
A lot of
I
heard-
should be able to do, like I
The
normally do the list and all that. There's, yeah, the flyer, whatever
flyer,
we
whatever
wanna
you
call
call it.
that. I
Yep.
can do that.
And I did get our 1-day liquor permit, we're good already,
Oh, good.
Okay.
yay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we having a meeting next month, April? So it's day before or December?
No.
Okay, so we don't have, okay.
No.
Okay, so how do you want people to let you know they're volunteer?
They're volunteering. What I'm gonna do is, I'll email the schedule.
Okay. All right,
All right, or we can discuss that
And
once
if
we're off,
anybody has
uh,
any friends they
yeah.
can pull in.
once we adjourn
Yeah.
the meeting, if we wanna go
I can
through
ask my,
that.
I can ask my
Diane
sister.
might, yeah.
Yeah,
But we
Yeah.
have a meeting in May, correct?
yeah, we'll have a meeting in May, but
Mhm.
we will not have one in April, right?
I just want to.
Yeah, and
We
then
want to
once,
update
once
here.
we're off, we can do our schedule, because that's maybe sharing a little too much personal information of who's not in town. I'm happy
Yeah.
to do that.
Okay. Anything else on the show?
No,
All right,
I think you've done it. That's it.
okay. Do we have any new business or anything that we want to discuss? Save it for next.
The only new
Yeah.
business
Oh.
is if, you want me to go ahead and pursue the, possible staged reading from, Kelly Galinas and Tommy Telly. Just possibly doing a staged reading, and it would probably be in the fall.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
It's a mystery. It's a murder mystery from what she said, and it's fun.
what could be fun on that, because I did go to the meeting house to hear that band. That, I don't know if anyone's been there, maybe whether as a church or now as a meeting house. The acoustic in that room are beautiful.
But would they
Oh.
charge us?
Maybe a nominal fee, I don't know.
Why wouldn't we use our own auditorium?
Oh, we could.
Yeah.
But they would probably charge us
But-
too, either way,
Yeah.
but I was
Yeah,
just
we
thinking
don't
if it
have
was a
to-
mystery, if we wanted a
Until it
cozier,
takes
yeah,
off, we wouldn't have that many people anyway, so.
right. Oh, and if that room isn't much bigger, that room is pretty small, probably 75 to 100 people max at the
Yeah.
church.
Yeah.
But it was
let's-
just a cozy, they did a nice job, they took the pews out and did the floor and they
Yeah.
Yeah,
like to
he's
just
put
set
some
it up.
nice pictures
And,
online.
Yeah, set it up with like round tables, and I would imagine for like a stage reading, when you probably wouldn't want people to be eating while they're trying to speak, but you know.
No, I wasn't thinking of anything more than,
No, but it was
Yeah.
just set up with,
Refreshments
it's
type
set up
stuff.
with tables, so like if people wanted to bring in their own, you know, what have you.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was just, I was impressed that the meeting house was a nice venue.
Okay,
I can talk to her and see. Every time we have done something, we have pulled in,
Mm-hmm. Actually, we could probably, yeah, we'd probably pull in, we could fit a
We-
whole lot more people
we
here.
pull in quite a few, it's amazing.
yeah, yeah,
And they
that's why
did-
we should do more stuff like
It's a
that.
mystery.
It's a mystery. It's written by, it's written by Michael McMahon, but not my Michael McMahon.
There's more than one?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a whole lot.
Might be two or three.
There's like,
Can't swing a cat in our.
Yeah.
well, they are hitting a Dennis Clark, yeah,
Yeah.
Michael McMahon's cousin, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think he goes by Michael Buster McMahon. He's the author and he's out of Westfield, so there would be no copyright issues. There's no.
Would it be too far off to say, let's do it around like fall, like Halloween?
Oh, I would love to do it in
Oh,
the
that's,
fall.
that's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that would be good.
My wife-
Let me talk to Kelly and see if we can work something out.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I could break out my Keurig and sell coffee in the lobby.
Yeah.
Well, we could do coffee and mostly desserts.
Ghostly desserts.
Oh my God.
Barbara?
Mini cakes.
Yep. Baklava, I'll make baklava again.
There you go.
Okay.
All
are we ready
right.
To, so, okay, so I will move forward.
Okay.
Okay, Pat, move forward with that, please. We like the idea.
And now we're ready to dismiss.
Are we ready to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
We are
Oh, you're-
adjourning at 8:21 PM.
Okay. I'm looking for the.